everyone, this is Grakef. We're downstairs in the basement. Got a lot of exciting things for this episode. So, first things off, I've got quite the to-do list. The first thing I want to do, though, is I want to build a sawmill. And the sawmill, let's look at that, is one of our questing in the thermal expansion that we haven't done yet. So, back and go down to thermal expansion, and then here is the sawmill. So they want us, the sawmill cuts wood logs into planks, giving us 6 planks per log, and that's really energy efficient. It also gives you a little bit of sawdust. So let's go ahead and build a sawmill. Okay. Sawmill, I've already made all the sub combinations. There we go. We got the sawmill and quest complete. So we're going to put it right here, and we're going to have it output. Well, actually, we'll have input on the top. We want auto input enabled, auto output enabled, and then the red is going to go here. And the orange, yellow, sorry, will go here. Let's grab us another basic drawer. Have any more of that, but that's okay because we can just use a chest for now. We'll eventually replace it. Chest. So, wood here. The planks we want to keep will go out here. The sawdust will come here. For now, we'll just manually craft up the sawdust, throw it over in the furnace, and be done with it. And so you may be asking, you know, Brian, I thought we weren't going to do a lot with solid fuels. And I thought, you know, ¿por qué no los dos? Why not both? We're going to do solid fuels, and then I'll put a tower of oil ones here. So this will be for the solid fuel area. And we may switch this around a little bit, maybe move. I want to be able to see the battery, so either we might move the battery up here on the wall, and then bring the power that way, or, you know, we'll figure it out. So let's go get some trees. We'll give it a try. Grab our axe. Did a little bit of mining off camera as well. We're running low on iron. But I want to get a few other things done before we process that iron. I wanted to do those on camera. Get some of this out of the way. Borrow the end stone we were using on our previous. There we go, and that should clear up all that. No, broke it. All right. Do have a solution for that as well. Here in a little bit, we're going to get into industrial foregoing. We're going to set this up as an automated farm. There we go. Okay, I'm going to hold off replanting this because, as I said, we're going to come out here and we're going to make this automated. All right, off we go back to the house. Have us some ribs. we'll take our wood. Ah, got a bit of a chicken and an egg there because of the way the power is set up. It won't process. So we got plenty of coal. We'll just go ahead and throw coal in that furnace. We'll distribute it so we can have a little bit more power. There we go. So there it is. It's turning the wood into planks. It does it in a fairly quick operation. So planks will go into there, and they go back into the power to be generated, and should be all good. As far as the other thing we wanted to do was augments, and I wonder if there is an augment sawmill for the sawmill. So one we could look into is this secondary nullification. I think we want to hold on to the sawdust. It doesn't necessarily give us more output. Also, we could look into the chance of secondary product as well for an augmentation for the sawmill. But I wanted to look at looking for any that say sawmill specifically. No, I don't see any that are sawmill specific. So, big ones we could do is auxiliary reception coil, and then auxiliary sieve, which then will give us more on both of those. So, cool. So that's going. It is a little noisy. But I want to get into another one we wanted to do today is also the ME chest. So let's create that. Because you'll notice, oh, we are good again. Okay. I had a red dot earlier, and I wanted to see what was on this 4K, or on this 1K. Yeah, it does require power. Okay. Wrench. And then we'll put it right here for now. The biggest thing I want to check is to make sure that there's no stone in this one. Because the 1Ks, yeah, dark wood, pull all that off. The best use for these 1Ks is these single item type things that we're not going to have a bunch of. Yeah, there we go. There's the problem there. All right. So now that we've done a little bit of sorting there, and you can partition. We'll look at something called the cell workbench. There we go. So hopefully that's a little bit better. And since we're done with this, I'm going to store this in the... I'm not going to store it powered up, but I'm also not going to... Just in case we need to... Well, no, if you don't have power, you can't run this. Yeah, I'm just going to store it in here. So that way we can look inside of them when we need it, but it does help us with the... I think that was one of our quests as well. Induction smelters next on thermal expansion. Light energistics. Okay, yeah, that we did. Single cell organizer. We can go ahead and claim that. And thermal expansion. Claim the loot chest for that one as well. Okay, so that takes out 2 of those. I also want to look at doing the... I'm not seeing it. So the upgrades here are not part... They got the ones for the dynamos, but I'm not seeing the upgrades for any of the other... Nope. Pyro... So they do have one for the furnace, and we're not worried about that. We don't care to turn our redstone furnace into a coke oven, do we? So there's another thing we probably could have done. We could have changed this to coke instead of doing the planks. I haven't tested which one's better for output. You get 6 planks and the occasional sawdust here. You would get coke, which has a 32,000 burn time. So 32,000 versus planks, which are 300 times 6. So actually the redstone's furnace might be a better option now that we've done the sawmill. Well, we'll leave it like that, and we will go ahead and do this quest to make the augmented. But first I want to make this one, because I do want to have one of these for our furnace here, and one for this furnace as well, or the pulverizer. And then I'm going to do the augment, and so that augment right there was the auxiliary reception coil, which makes increases the power usage as well as processing speed. And then we're going to make one of these for the secondary output. Okay, and that's going to give it, so now when we do our iron, we have a higher chance of getting N-bar. Don't know if there's a there's a couple for, so like for the inductions, no, this one's for the redstone furnace. Okay, let's do that one. What are we missing there? We're missing a, there we go, redstone's furnace, so we can add this one to gain additional output when smelting ores. And then, so we got that one there, so we get more output when smelting. So let's put in $32. Oh, okay. I see. So we can't do dusts. You can only do smelt ores with that. Okay. We'll look into both. We might fire up a test world here and play around with some of these functions. If I only had to run one machine for doing ores, I think I'd be okay with that. So, all right. Acceleration cards were another one that was on, and we're going to do that, as well as I want to do import and export busts. So the easy way to get things in and out of your AE system, I don't have any of that stuff, is to build another one as well. Ooh, that was all our pure. Let's build pure, yeah, nether quartz. Grab some of that. Put that up there. Okay, so all that wood was processed. It's burning up rather quickly, but we are finally getting closer to full. Ah, good, I have some pulverized coal. I need that later for making some dark steel. Okay. Come on, there we go. Finish that up. So let's go ahead and pulverize that. So we got 11 nickel. That's pretty handy. I'm just going to throw that nickel in there down. Okay. Grab some sand. There we go. Got 24 crystals. Let's grab our wrench and we'll turn this system back on. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. There we go. Disabled. Turn that off for now. Okay. So that powered on. Goes in there. Oh, got too close. I have a pain with the magnetic armor. Yeah. Need to build one that's magnet proof. So, okay. So while that is cooking up, we'll hurry up and wait on that. We shouldn't take too long. Let's go ahead and handle our sawdust. Got quite a bit of sawdust there. I'm just going to compress it into the compressed sawdust. And then we can... Might actually... Let's go ahead and make another... hint. We're out of the... There we go. And then... Okay, so now we got 2, which makes it even faster. Maybe. All right. There we go, making charcoal. So, okay. While those are working on that, let's go ahead and look at, I wanted to make a some of these flux bore tools. I want to make a drill and a flux saw. So, recipe, there we go. Oh, I need to make a new saw blade. I forgot that I used that for the saw blade. Oh, I'm missing the gear, I guess. There we go. Probably gonna need another one of those down the road here, so let's go ahead and make it. Okay. So there is the flux saw. I want to go ahead and we'll make it hardened as well. Our gear. We have plenty of the other stuff. Do the recipe on the right one. There we go. Cool. Now we got the hardened version. How about reinforced? Okay, we're just missing the gear. Cool. So that's going to be a heck of a saw there. Not really, it doesn't have a whole lot of attack speed, but to work with that saw, we need a charger. And thermal expansion and Ender.io has an answer for that. At charger. Oh, charger. The wired charger from Ender.io takes electric steel and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I was looking at that one, but there is also the thermal expansion has one, as well as these flux capacitors. It would be very handy. Energetic infuser is what I would like to make. Let's see here. Oh, we haven't got nothing for it. Let's see here, where to go? Energetic. Let's do this. Energetic infuser. Okay. So we need a lead gear. Got that. Need 2 coils. Got that. machine frame, tin gear. This is really where the applied energistics comes in when you have stuff that has so many combinations. You can quickly move through. Is that the last of my gold? Looks like it was. Building something, and there we go. So we got the basic model there. We'll was going to put it right here. We put another set of drives. Well, for now, I'm going to put it right here. That probably will change. I'll get more stuff on that wall over there. So now it's charging up, and once it's fully charged, we can then use it to harvest more wood and do more sawmilling. Okay, to end off this episode, though, I wanted to touch on one more mod pack, and that would be Industrial Foregoing. Okay, here we go. And welcome to Industrial Foregoing. It has tons of different machines that can automate a variety of tasks. We're going to use this to automate our trees. But before we get too carried away, we have to create a tree fluid extractor. I think we ended up with just the book. Okay. Tree fluid extractor in the latex processing unit. So, tree fluid extractor. If you type R in just the wrong spot, it wants to give you the recipe. Doesn't work anywhere else, but there we go. Okay, I think the only thing we're missing is that iron gear. Let's see. And there we go. Got the tree fluid extractor and latex processing unit. And that's going to take, let's go ahead and do it. The cool thing about Industrial Foregoing is it doesn't really care what you are doing, and so I've been sticking pretty much to machine frames. So we're going to do the thermal expansion recipe, and here, make a few of those. There we go. Okay. Cool. So in the next episode, we'll go ahead and get these set up so that we can start processing some tree stuff here right next to our solid fuel. And then we can start getting into automating our tree farm out there. So, but this is the end of the episode. So this is going to be Grakef signing off.